Manny Pacquiao is coming back. Why? ESPN reports that Manny Pacquiao will end his nearly 4-year retirement to face Mario Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship on July 19th in Las Vegas. When I look back at Manny's last fight against Ugas, he was clearly over the hill. Now to come back for a real fight, not an exhibition, is just crazy. This has been rumored for a while actually. I heard last year that he'd be facing Barrios, but that kind of fell through. But then, a couple weeks ago, the WBC president confirmed it, and it looks like it'll be on the same card as Tim Tszyu for Sebastian Fundora too. Now, I won't lie, I will watch this fight. I'm excited to see Manny back in the ring. I just don't think it's a good idea. I also don't think it's fair for Manny to skip the line after he's been out for 4 years and automatically get a title shot. Another thing is, he wasn't even a WBC champion for a while before he retired. He was a WBA or a WBO champion. So if I was a WBC ranked welterweight fighter, I'd be sick. But after all, that's boxing. That's pro boxing. It's a business. And also, lucky for Manny, Barrios isn't that good of a fighter. He is tough and he has heart and he's a champion. But he got knocked out by Gervonta Davis, he lost to Keith Thurman, and he looked pretty bad in his last fight against Abel Ramos, which ended up being a draw. He also does not have that much power. The big question is, will Manny still have enough power to make a guy like Barrios respect him? Because Barrios is going to try walking you down. Also, will Manny have that speed to fluster Barrios? Because even though Barrios is a B-level fighter, he's still young, he's still active, he's still a champion, and he's fighting a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. We've seen big boxing comebacks before, but of course the most notable one was George Foreman. He was out for 10 years, but he was also still pretty young, right? He came back in his mid-30s, okay, retired very young. Manny Pacquiao retired when he was 42 years old. His last fight was at 42, all right? George Foreman's last fight was in his 20s, all right? So that's a big difference there, all right? And George Foreman was a heavyweight. Heavyweight's a bit different when it comes to skill. You don't have to be the fastest. You can just rely on power, right? You can just rely on being tough. Being a welterweight, you got to have it all. You got to have speed. Being 46 years old, that speed dwindles fast. We saw Manny Pacquiao's speed dwindle in his last couple of fights. I also watched the exhibition, some clips, this exhibition he had in Japan a while back. I don't know, maybe about a year ago, 2 years ago. He looked pretty bad. Now, the guy he was facing was huge, right? Probably way out of his weight class, but still, the way he was looking, I mean, yeah, it looked like Manny Pacquiao would beat up your average 46-year-old, no doubt. But against a young, active, champion boxer in a real fight, I don't know how it's going to play out. And another question as well, is Manny broke or does he love boxing? I don't think he's broke, okay? He made a lot of money, and I don't think he's the type of guy to really blow it on stuff. I mean, I never got that impression. I mean, he's a family man, or he stayed with his wife forever, lives a pretty okay life. It seems like in the Philippines, he's running for Congress, running for politics, whatever the case may be in the Philippines. He was a senator. I think he's running for the Senate again. So I don't know what he's doing, but maybe he just loves boxing, and that could be a case, all right? People box their whole lives. That's all they know. Manny Pacquiao's been boxing since he was young. It's the reason why it got him out of where he was, okay? Manny Pacquiao was living in a terrible situation when he was young, okay, in the Philippines, the hood of the Philippines, and he got out from boxing, boxed his whole life. Very successful boxer, 8-division champion. That's all he knew. So I could understand that, but I don't know. Maybe the people around him should be better, right? Maybe the people around him should be saying, no, all right, try coaching, try promoting, try doing this. Getting in the ring, I don't know. I'm just curious how this is going to happen. And this is quick. I don't see anything of him training. All right, I see him campaigning more for his election more than I see him training. I don't even see anything of him training lately. The last time I saw him training on social media was last year, and he was hitting heavy bag. Looking good for a 46-year-old, but it was 10 to 15-second clips. We don't need this to be another Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson situation. But once again, this ain't no exhibition. This ain't no 2-minute round fights with 16-ounce gloves. This is a real sanctioned WBC championship fight. If anybody could do this, it's of course Manny Pacquiao. Okay, I mean, like I said, all-time great. He's supposed to go into the Hall of Fame this June, which I'm supposed to go to because it's only a few hours away from my house, and I'm supposed to go. Hopefully see him there. Hopefully that's still the case because he's supposed to get inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. So that's how old he is. But if anybody could do it, if anybody could pull this off, it's Manny Pacquiao. And once again, no disrespect to Mario Barrios. Seems like a good guy, tough fighter, has a lot of heart, but he's not the most skilled fighter. But once again, like I said, active, champion, young, versus a 46-year-old who's been out for 4 years. It's going to be tough no matter who that 46-year-old is, whether it's Floyd Mayweather, whether it's whoever it is. Okay, it's going to be tough. Manny Pacquiao, when he first retired, 62 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws. Alrighty, so I don't know. His last fight though was against Ugas. Got completely outboxed, got completely outclassed. Ugas was the guy who lost to Barrios. Now boxing math doesn't always add up that way. We saw some power late into Manny's career with the Keith Thurman fight, even though he won by split decision. Still did enough to knock Keith Thurman down. More of a flash knockdown. His last real stoppage was in 2018 when he beat Lucas Matisse. Knocked him out in the 7th round, stopped him, TKO. But before the Keith Thurman fight, but before the Matisse fight in 2018, his last stoppage win was in 2009 against Miguel Cotto. Stopped him in the 12th round. Okay, so the power is not going to be there. I'm sure of that. I'll tell you right now, the power won't be there to stop Barrios at all. Won't be there. So it's going to the cards. Manny Pacquiao better get that speed going. Manny Pacquiao better get that boxing still going. He better keep his distance, better stay away. This fight just makes no sense. He has no power. He's not going to make Barrios respect him. Didn't have much power in his later years. Retired for 4 years. He's definitely not going to have much power now. I don't know. Makes no sense, guys. That's why I'm saying why. But I'm still going to watch. And we just got to wait and see. It's happening in July. It's going to be a good card. Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora. Now that's a real fight. That I'm excited for. Expect me to make some videos on that. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm out, guys. Peace.